Hey guys, Clumsy here. Welcome back to ETS2. I am back after my day off. I'll tell you some stories. We'll go on a trip and we'll explore one of the new areas in 1.40 here in ETS2, Bayonne. We'll also be passing through, I think this is a new highway, right? In 1.40, so we'll be rerouting there. We'll be exploring the place a bit. The town of Lacq, if that's how you pronounce it. And we'll be delivering these in Toulouse. Pardon the pronunciation. But yeah, we are driving with the Volvo FH 3rd generation by Johnny. I really like this truck. Very simple looking, very J-spec as they would say. And it has crash boom sounds. So what more can you ask for? So I did a silent trucking of this truck the other day. How can you open those lights above? Oh, there you go. You have to have high beams on. Nice. Okay, that works. IKEA. Very nice sounds. I also updated the engine. Previously I was using a 460 and some of you complained that that's not really an FH16, so the parts are incompatible. So just to appease everybody, let's go and make it a bit more accurate. So now it's properly FH16. Happy? Thank you for the inputs as always. Not very particular with those things, but I know some of you are. And beautiful morning sky, perfect to start the journey. We are still in 1.40 beta. I think there have been a lot of updates since though. It looks like they have been continuing to tweak the lighting, because I'm seeing lights even if there is a bit of daytime already sneaking in. So I think they have improved that balancing a bit more, even more now. So looking forward to what else we will be finding on the road. There you go. And it's just very timely that we're carrying IKEA stuff right now. So we actually just went to IKEA literally yesterday during my day off. Me with Mrs. Clumsy. Had a look at some showrooms. Checked what we could buy for the house. Got a couple of small items. Why is there a gap on this street? Oh, it's gone now. It only appears when it's on a certain angle. But anyway, so this place is a taste of things to come. I would expect this has a direct connection to Iberia. Or as some of you might call it, Iberia. Depending on which language you might be coming from. I think both of those might be accurate. Iberia is probably the more local pronunciation, my assumption. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, and that was the wrong signal. There you go. That's the right one. Ooh, beautiful. You guys know me and bridges. We have a long history. Oh, I kind of felt like I could have made that into a pun. Just a little bit more width there. But yeah, so far in terms of mods, no graphics mods whatsoever still. So default lighting, default textures. Still enjoying the new lighting from 1.40. But now I'm starting to add in bit by bit back the mods that I've been using before. Sometimes they create a negative impact, as some of you guys might have seen in the silent trucking video last time with this same truck, but with a different trailer, one of Cast's trailers from the Steam Workshop. Yeah, that had a major bug, especially at night. Lots of cars right now. There you go. Thank you. You might have noticed as well the sun rising up bit by bit. So now we have that reddish hue. That is very reminiscent. Is that the term? Oh, let's not make it fancy. Makes me remember how a proper sunrise feels. Back during the days when we were able to go out of the house. Those were the days, huh? Back when you could travel. Oh my goodness, this looks so nice. Yeah. SES did an amazing job here. Not sure if you can still hear me though, but I hope. We'll see. And I am speeding. Slow down here. Because as is with every French highway, there must come a tollway, a toll booth at some point. One of the signatures that I've noticed here in France. Yeah, I'm just loving the purr of this engine. I think this is my favorite engine sound so far in ETS2. For now. You guys might have heard though that Zmod is entering the ETS2 environment. He has actually released some mods already for ETS2. Zmod is, for me, he has the best sounds in ATS in terms of the engine sounds. His are my favorite, the DD60 series. And I'm so happy when I saw that he's also entering the world of ETS2. And he has actually already released some videos showing the work in progress stuff of his, I think it was the Scania that he was working on. Scania 4 series looks like. So looks like we know what our next truck is going to be. When that sound gets released, for sure I will get into it. But yeah, so far sounding very good. I didn't really listen to it using headphones yet though, just normal speakers. So if you guys noticed any more details about it, let me know. But yeah, I am enjoying that view. Very nice. So what other updates are there in 1.40? I've been trying to scour the SES forums and I saw a couple, but mostly I think map fixes, like I don't know, grass on the road or falling off the map or invisible walls or floating signs, more along those areas I think. And those are all important, but I'm really looking forward to like the actual tweaks that they will be doing with the graphics, with the lighting. Anyone there? No, I think we should be able to push through here. Thank you. Very nice. Ah yes, because we are exploring the town of Lacq. Whoa! Almost hit that barrier. Okay. Might have been a bit too fast there. Let's calm it down. Calm it down. Okay, good. Let's see what we can see here. From what I read in the SCS forums, this town... it has something else written there. What was it? Artix? What does that mean? Isn't this Lacq? Or maybe it's composed of two towns or multiple towns inside. Or maybe that's the region. You guys let me know, okay? Man, I like this guy. It's a bit low res. You can see the pixels if you look close enough, but if you like just keep it on your periphery, that looks so nice. Very vibrant. Very good. Okay. There's also a balloon just floating there, enjoying. That's the one, Artix, the one I was mentioning. Looks like we've left it now. Ah, yeah, looks like these are two towns, but that Arctics town is not actually a pickup point, so it's not included in the map. So like you can't pick up jobs from it, so they didn't put it in the map at all. If you press M, but it's still there, and that's nice. So what I read from the SES blog, that Lacq has actually the biggest refinery, largest refinery in France, they say, and it does look like it basing on what we see there in front of us where we're going. Let's go and explore that a bit. Oh yeah, very industrial look. Very nicely done. Going on a side trip here. I'm sure the IKEA guys won't mind. Sorry, just admiring the view. Absorbing the immensity of this structure. Solar panels here, very nice detail. You can clearly see the new things that SES has been learning. They've been learning constantly, putting in more details, but with no visible impact to performance. I wonder how they do that. Very smart. Speaking of impact to performance, I read an article recently. It looks like there is a new technology, not yet really implemented in games, but hello? Invisible wall much? Looks like they won't allow us to go through here. Let's try again. Maybe second time's the charm. Nope. Alright. No entry apparently. So let's just back out here. We've gotten a peek of how this area looks like. I think that's enough for now. Work in progress stuff. That's why it's a beta. So yeah, I read an article recently about, what do they call it, mesh shading. Have you guys heard anything about that? I think it's a new test in 3D Mark. You know, 3D Mark, that software that's used for benchmarks to measure how powerful, how strong a GPU is, your system is. You get a score and you get to have like an actual number to tell how powerful your system is, especially your GPU. So they released a new test which focuses on mesh shading, I think is the term. And the basic concept behind it, at least from what I understood, is now with mesh shading, you can actually tell, the game can actually tell which areas are visible to the player and which aren't. And those which are not visible to the player will not be rendered at all. So that means the game will only need to render those that are shown. So like, I don't know, for example, that house, the sides that are being shown to us are being rendered, but the ones behind, which we have no visibility of, will not be rendered at all. Makes a lot of sense, right? Even like in photography, in videography, that's the way it goes. Let me just, 1 second. I think we'd have to remove that landmark there. Yeah, so it doesn't get confused. So even in photography, even in videography, that's what I learned before. We had a course back in college about photography, advertising. It's not like, everything is not what you think it seems, or something along those lines. Like, you think that's real smoke, it's not. You think it's like this, not really. It's just really focused on what the lens is seeing. And everything is modified so that in the lens everything looks perfect. But if you look at it from a different angle, it's not really the case. It looks very incomplete or very fake, but from that lens, which is the only important thing, the lens of the camera taking the picture or shooting the video, that's the only important thing, that's the only important angle. And so I can imagine that being a lot of sense here in games. What only matters is what the player can see. Anything that's hidden from our view, we don't really care about, right? As long as when we get to view it, it's there, it's ready. Like there will be no lag, there will be no stutter. And basing on that test, you know, and that's a test, that's a synthetic test. So the numbers will be exaggerated because the test is built specifically for that. So games probably will not have that big of a difference, but still it's a promising new feature that can be implemented. But they started off like what the article I read was saying something about it was battling the 3080 RTX 3080 from Nvidia with AMD's 6800 XT, and in that particular test 3080 knocked it off the park, but both GPUs performed very well. So without mesh shading, with just a normal rendering, both GPUs were like rendering at around 60 FPS more or less, 40 to 60 FPS. But when they turned on mesh shading, and yeah, this is a massive boost. From 60 FPS, it went up to around 500 FPS. It's like, okay, sold. If they can implement that even in a marginal way in real games, I would gladly take it. But imagine, I don't know, all these trucks just being able to show the front of it, rendering the front of it, but all their backs are empty. But we wouldn't really know because we don't really see that side. I don't know, it sounds challenging though. Developers will have to implement that, and I have no idea how feasible it is, how straightforward or how complex it is to implement in actual games, because as I mentioned, that test is a synthetic test that was built specifically to highlight that new feature, so the effects are exaggerated. From 60 to 500 FPS, why not? But yeah, shows you the potential. We'll see in the coming months, in the coming years, if games will start trying to implement such kind of thing. Mesh shading, I think, is the term they use for it. If you have more info on it, let me know. Google is just very keen recently on pushing articles to me for reading, so I happened to chance upon that. Wasn't really actively looking, but that's how it goes these days, right? Targeted ads, targeted articles. Google and Facebook know us so much that we don't really need to search anymore. They just feed us stuff. Scary. Anyway. Still beautiful. Also, focusing a bit on the truck. The truck, from what I read, and as always, what do we say? Mods list link in the video description. Yes, one more time. Mods list link in the video description. For those who are trying or wanting to download this truck for yourselves. So the video description is your friend. Most of the details are there. And yeah, this truck is done by, what's his name? Johnny244, if I remember correctly. I hope I got the number right. But I think it's a ground up kind of thing. Like the modeling for this truck was done from the ground up. And it wasn't just the SES based model that was updated with textures. It's a completely new model, completely standalone truck. And so if you look at the number of triangles of this truck, It actually has a lot more. It's not too much, but it is a bit more than the SES default. So if you have a weaker PC, you might encounter frame drops when you work with this truck, but it shouldn't be that bad. Because he also highlights the importance. He knows the importance of optimization, especially in games. You can't just go all out in a game environment. You have to be mindful of the number of polygons. So the author Johnny is saying that he took that into account when he created this mod, and so he was able to optimize it in addition to making it a lot more sleek and more high quality. And that's why I really enjoy it, because the interior is so different looking versus the old default Volvo FH Classic from SCS. That truck is really dated. It's a bit painful to see the interior of that truck. This one is a lot more crisp, especially when it comes to the dashboard, the dials. This looks very sleek. So highly recommend it. It doesn't have a lot of options yet though, because it's a standalone truck. None of the paint jobs for the Classic, the default truck, work. So you are limited to solid colors. He did share a template though. So there is a template you can use for making your own paint jobs. Or if you're the artistic type, you can try that out. But yeah, it's a bit limited right now. I haven't seen any paint jobs for it yet. It's a new truck. But yeah, I guess that's the appeal in itself. Let me go outside. That's the appeal. Having a classic look, a very basic looking truck. A proper work truck. You know, nothing flashy, nothing extravagant, just something that's simple, that works. And I miss having these dials like this, not having to rely on digital screens for your speed. I still like this better. And they're fairly legible. They're large and not clunky. So even if you have like a lower resolution, lower scaling, the textures aren't that crisp, you should have no trouble in reading these. Yeah, for me, these analog dials, maybe that's the old guy in me talking, but I really like these. Seeing that dial slowly creep down to 30 kilometers per hour like that, it feels much more natural to me than seeing a digital speedo slowly go down or slowly go up. Both are nice, but for me this feels more fulfilling, seeing that dial slowly creep up to the speed you're targeting, or creep down for that matter. So either way, I like it. And these roads I really like. The bends they have are very natural. Nothing too extreme anymore. There are proper speed limit signs when they want you to slow down. That's perfect. Because I was driving through the other roads in France, somewhere up north. I think I was coming from Germany. And I was driving through some of the roads here, and some of them were pretty sharp still. Those were probably the old French roads. So happy to see that SCS has since learned from that common mistake. They have a longer shoulder here now as well. Easier to merge into the highway. Yeah, the bends are not overly sharp. Oh, this is nice. Actually have nice visibility on the railroad here. Ah, nice. I was hearing that train. I was wondering where it was. Cool. Let's take a photo here later. Maybe we'll chance upon a train. One more train for our train fans there. Nice. Oh, it slowed down. 70. Too loose. To the left. Sorry if I keep butchering the pronunciations, guys. I just really don't have a chance when it comes to pronouncing French cities, French names, French words. The pronunciation rules are beyond me. And even if I know the rules, the pronunciation itself is beyond me. Speaking French is very much an art for me, and something that I don't have the creative juices for. 50 here? Yeah, I like it. Very detailed speed limits. Going from 90 to 50 in a bend and getting back up. And all pretty smooth. Very nice. If this is a taste of things to come in Iberia, then I am pretty happy, pretty excited about the things that are coming up. Is that a troll? A tram, rather, yes. Looks a bit weird without the electric, how do you call it, the catenaries? But maybe some parts are really like that. Chopper. Oh yeah, okay. Looks like they got someone. Someone speeding, enjoying his car a bit too much. Yeah, over these roads I can imagine some people will get a bit too trigger happy when it comes to speeding up because of how big the highways are. Are we lost? I hope not. I think I went on the right path here. Okay, looks good. That's our exit. Let's see if there's any indication that we are right where we should be. Not so sure. There we go, 50. Oh, and this is a beautiful looking bridge. This might be the thumbnail then. Or, we'll see, huh? That one might be. Is this the same photo where Panda took his screenshot? Same spot? Might be. Because I remember Panda was streaming on Discord. Panda is one of our subscribers. And he was streaming on Discord the other day on our server. That's a new feature that I enabled in our server. So you can, if you're a subscriber, if you're a patron, you can stream there and share your footage with other folks in the channel. And just to hang out and share some of the stuff you've been busy with. Something to help us connect more, especially during these times when we are craving for more connections. We are stuck in our homes, you know. Every little bit helps. So he's been streaming recently, and I think I saw he took a photo on a bridge like that. A bendy bridge, I feel like a U-turn bridge. Seems to be that one. I'm sure he'll let me know. We see it from here? No, not really. So yeah, I also stream there from time to time, although the streaming in Discord is very rough. It's very clunky at the moment. Sounds can be stuttering, visuals can be stuttering. It depends on the viewers, the streamer. It's a bit of a... If Twitch is twitchy, Discord is twitchier or Discordier. I don't know how to name it, but yeah, it's even more unstable at the moment. It's quite limited, but it's nice that there is that feature in the first place. So even if it is a bit rough, at least we have something to go on. It's a good start. There we go. Almost there, guys. I should remember, no right turn on red signal. We're not in the US. Good. Yep. I like this IKEA trailer. I think this is from Shumi, because I have Shumi's Real Company mod still enabled. For the most part, it still works. Didn't get updated for 1.40 specifically, but I'm not sure if it should, if it needs to. For the most part, it seems to work. looks good. There we go. Almost there, guys. Stay with me a couple more minutes. That's assuming that we can park this quickly. And I can't really promise that. A bit rusty. So I think we park this at the back. Oh, I have a bad feeling about this. Please don't let me do a blindside reverse. Yeah, we're good. I think we can manage, I think. This is a very famous company as well. I've seen this a couple of times. Not sure how you pronounce it though. Weberers is my best try like that. You also might notice that the steering angle for the steering wheel here, the range is 1800 degrees instead of 900. Some people don't like that probably, but I personally do. If you like it to be at 900, which is what most of the other trucks are at, there is an add-on for it in the same page where you download the truck. That looks good. Spin that a little. I might hit this other one though. Let's worry about that later. Okay. Now we're good there. The FOV on the mirrors are quite nice as well. Quite friendly for reversing like this. Not distorted. Easy to see. Don't even need to zoom in. It's a beautiful truck. It's a beautiful work truck. Nothing fancy. No need for bells and whistles. It just works. Beautiful. Yeah, they can take that. They'll find a way. A bit crooked, but they'll find a way. Anyway, happy to be back. Looking forward to hanging out more with you guys soon. Let me know if you have any news on the update, on some mods. We'll be waiting for your comments here, and we'll be looking forward to more discussions in the comments and in Discord. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice day. Clumsy Trucking. Catch you in the next one. And bye-bye.